I mean, the bar is truly in hell, and we all know Carrie would swipe on all of these undesirables. Carrie Bradshaw has dated some of the worst men in TV history. So I made Hinge profiles for them all, well, at least the ones from season 1. Carrie Bradshaw, the New York columnist with the rent-controlled apartment that we all love to hate, loves to date. As well she should. Now, much has been said about Carrie Bradshaw on this here internet about the fact that she can be a shitty friend, delusional, shoe-obsessed, a pick-me. Did I mention delusional?
Girl.
But one thing about her, when all is said and done, she is a hopeless romantic.
I am someone who is looking for love. Real love. Ridiculous, inconvenient, consuming. Can't live without each other love.
Now, say what you want to say about modern dating.
I couldn't help but wonder.
Could Carrie Bradshaw saved herself a lot of time dating in the 90s if she just had the ability to swipe left, or in the case of Hinge, press X? I am focusing this episode on the guys that Carrie dated in season 1, but if you like it, I'll make more. So subscribe, I guess. Usually I'm a dictator around these YouTube parts.
That's my opinion!
But I strongly encourage you to sound off in the comment section with your opinion. Did I miss any red flags? Would you have dated any one of these horrendous candidates? So without further ado, let's get into the video. First up, the biggest red flag of all, Mr. Big, as he's affectionately called by Carrie. Now, some people love him, some people hate him. I definitely fall into the latter category. May such a love never find me. In Jesus' name, I pray, amen. His nickname alone is annoying as hell. Big. I always thought that this related to his appendage. But no, it's just Carrie referring to him as the big man on campus. Translation, somebody who has big dick energy.
Somebody lied to her several times.
Carrie and Big somehow end up as endgame, and honestly, houseway. This is actually from somebody who has never ever watched any episode of And Just Like That, so sorry if that's not actually the facts. Big is emotionally unavailable, obnoxious, dismissive, disrespectful, and worst of all, in my opinion, boring. The man is boring. Because what is Big actually interested in besides some old movies, some jazz, some whiskey, the occasional cigar, having affairs, and getting driven round New York by a driver looking like he's soliciting for sex workers? I think one time he golfs. Anyway, let's just see what I've come up with for him. First up, we have Mr. Big, whose name on his profile would be Jay. You know those guys on dating apps who refuse to put their actual government name on their profiles? That would be Mr. Big to a T, or should I say a J, because his actual name is John Preston. But what if all those women find out who I am and are only using me for my money? John, with all due respect, shut the fuck up. I think the first pick would definitely be a picture of him in a suit, because he is rarely seen out of one. And it would be a fake candid shot, obviously. So the hallmark of a good relationship is space. This man absolutely does not want to be in a relationship with anybody. He would think that he's being super amusing with the prompts, but in reality, he would be telling the actual truth. Remember when Carrie tried to leave her toothbrush round his gaff and he was fully spooked? Yeah, this man does not want you in his orbit. Age. Well, he's supposed to be 42 in season 1, and honestly, I don't think he's the kind of guy to lie about his age. He is apparently around 6'2", and I do think he'd add an inch on for good measure. He's going to put his location down as Manhattan. He's going to let you know that he's moneyed. He's not living just anywhere in New York. God forbid you think he's from Brooklyn or Queens. I don't think he would have the doesn't want children bit in his bio, even though he absolutely does not want children. I think he would try to maintain some mystique so women don't exactly know what they're getting themselves in for. Big operates on a need-to-know basis, and apparently Carrie didn't need to know a goddamn thing. Not even his government name. But he would definitely have his sexual orientation glaring at you from his bio. Straight, I am straight, no queerness here. Okay, John. Job he would have as finance, vague, but again, nobody needs to know how he actually makes his money.
People fail to understand how frustrating it is when you're made of money.
Now, I did toy with the idea of him putting down figuring out my dating goals, because that would be more honest, and a lot of men over 40 don't realise that they're hurtling into middle age and therefore death, and think that they can just be figuring it out up to age 87. These men really think they have all the time in the world. And saying long-term relationship open to short is enough to reel people in. In the looking for bit, notice I didn't put monogamy. Yeah, he's not dumb. He's covering all bases. We all know big is not big on labels. So the next picture would be him looking studious, serious, brooding, surrounded by work stuff because the man works. The photo itself was very specifically taken for Hinge. And the next picture is of him smiling at a black tie event, and he is definitely the kind of guy who would unceremoniously cut a bitch from the photo. Bye, Carrie. Choose our first date. So grab a table at Carbone's. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. I am not fancy. You know, he knows the owners. He's frequently there. Next, we've got having a few whiskeys at a jazz bar. We know Big is big on jazz. What do you say to Paris? He's letting you know that he could take you to Paris if he wanted to, but he absolutely will not. If he wanted to, he would. Big does not want to. The key to his heart.
After a while, you just want to be with the one that makes you laugh.
Okay. Lies and deceit. You just want to be with a 20-year-old supermodel. Moving on. I'd fall for you if you don't ask too many questions. Now, at first glance, this appears tongue-in-cheek, but he means it. And when he eventually goes to you, you'll bump into him one day and he will cite one of these prompts, claiming he was always honest with you from the very start. Last picture of him reclining with a newspaper, and the caption would read, "Typical Sunday." The bar is truly in hell, and Carrie would most definitely be swiping on him. So next up is Kurt Harrington. So this is a guy that Carrie dated on and off in her 20s and 30s. In episode 1, we find out that Kurt has ghosted Carrie several times, and Carrie thinks she's doing bits by claiming that women too can have one-night stands and use men for sex. It kind of backfires on Carrie because Kurt's like, this is actually a whole vibe for me and this is what I wanted the whole time, so thank you. And after the one-night stand, when Carrie bumps into him in a club, he is already hitting on another woman. And she doesn't look particularly pleased about it. She doesn't look like the empowered woman that we thought she might.
So that was a f***ing lie.
When I first saw the episode, I thought that Kurt was kind of a douche, but the more I think about it, the more I'm like, do you know what? He was honest from the top.
Don't hate the player, hate the game, son.
Anyway, without further ado, here's his Hinge profile. Okay, next up we have Kurt Harrington, otherwise known as Kurt H. He's definitely the kind of guy that would have his profile name as Kurt H, even though there are literally no other Kurts in his life for him to have to differentiate from. He just thinks it sounds cool. His main profile pic is definitely of him smoking because he saw James Dean do it once. The way to win him over. You know, he's just a super chill guy who wants a super chill girl to hang out with.
So be cool. Don't be all, like, uncool.
Very vague job description, finance, sales, whatever. Again, he's a figuring out my dating goals kind of guy. He's really not trying to be tied down. This guy's here for a good time, not a long time. Chill, relax, Netflix, and any other words that signal that this guy ain't serious about a damn thing, particularly your sexual health. Again, another pic where he thinks he looks suave and not creepy as hell. His simple pleasures. Again, just more vague nonsense. He's not interested in having any conversations. He just wants to fuck.
If I'm alone, I'm all yours.
So what I'm getting from this is he will give you his undivided attention if you are literally the only woman standing within a 2-meter radius. This guy is out and about. He will also take you to the same bar as all his other dates and feel no two ways about it. Next up from season 1 is Sam. So Carrie's friend, Samantha, is dating a young hot chef, and they meet at a club where they introduce Carrie to a 20-something-year-old called Sam, who has a tongue piercing. Now, Carrie is feeling particularly vulnerable because she was actually supposed to be meeting Big for a drinks thing, but Big is far too busy to follow up with any plans. So Sam becomes collateral damage. Then Carrie bumps into Big again at a restaurant where he's consoling his friend, a friend who we never see again, may I add. And Big makes no real effort with her. So in order to get over this, she storms into a 20-something-year-old club and finds Sam there and ends up going home with him. But then she wakes up and realizes he ain't it. His room is gross, he talks too damn much, and he uses the last bit of toilet roll for a coffee filter.
Why?
Let's see his Hinge profile. Next up is our boy Sam. So the first pic will be of him looking as innocent as hell to lure you in. So way to win me over. Just a load of laughing emojis. This is the kind of guy that would laugh maniacally at the end of every single one of his jokes, while you just grit your teeth like, get me the fuck out of here. He would be truthful about his age, but he would be desperately trying to slide into an older woman's DMs as his potential next victim. He also has mummy issues and a slight Oedipus complex. Job description, freelance. Well, that probably means he doesn't have a job at all. He is jobless, and a jobless individual he will remain.
Loser!
location, citizen of the world. He will travel if he can find a sugar mama to foot the bill. He will forever be figuring out his dating goals and indeed his entire life. Forever.
Forever, ever.
Dating me is like an adventure, one that involves several trips to the gynecologist. Pursue this guy at your own risk. Here's a picture of him where he just could not even be asked to crop out the picture of the woman next to him in bed. He's letting you know that he's slutty and unbothered. One thing you should know about him, he's not going to plan a thing. On occasion, he will tell you that he's into spiritualism and that materialism is for the weak-minded, which is why he doesn't have to buy you so much as a coffee. So don't expect any kind of actual date scenario. He will, however, send you a what's up message at 2 a.m. when he's already ghosted you for several months. So you've got that to look forward to. A thought he had in the shower.
Fuck, I had this amazing dream. My father and my ex-girlfriend were like dead or something. I had these big hands. Like big
this guy will not shut the fuck up.
You were in the dream.
He's going to let you know about every single dream he has, and he finds himself deeply fascinating. This could be us. Again, he's going to have a picture of him and another woman looking happy in his company. And if you play your card right, you could just insert your picture where this woman's head is. He's potentially fun in theory, but exhausting in practice. And lastly from season 1 is Giles. This is from episode 5. In this episode, Carrie runs into Amelita, who I absolutely love. In a shoe store, Carrie's card gets declined.
Shame. Shame.
She can't pay for her shoes and she bumps into Amelita, who rescues her by buying them for her, and Carrie repays her by judging her. Amelita has a rich boyfriend of sorts and she's kind of giving sugar baby. So Carrie goes out one night with Amelita, who introduces her to this hot French architect called Giles. He is recently divorced and has a 5-year-old who lives in Paris. They end up going on a little date around New York and Carrie ends up telling him about her money woes, which is a rogue decision if you ask me.
What happened to hello? How are you? My name is... What happened to that?
That man does not need to know your business like that. You just met the guy. Relax. Anyway, they end up sleeping together in a hotel room and Giles has to get up early to catch a flight to Brazil.
Remember, catch flights, not feelings.
And he leaves on the bedside table $1,000 for Carrie, which she's offended by because he thinks that she's a sex worker. But I'm so sorry, you told the man you were broke. Anyway, here's his Hinge profile. And lastly, we have my main man, Giles. There's going to be a candid shot of him looking suave and sophisticated and French. And quite frankly, hot. Hallmark of a good relationship, desire and distance. The man is honest and très français. He's not going to lie in his bio about his age or his height because quite frankly, he doesn't need to. He's hot and French. He is another citizen of the world, but he actually is about that travel lifestyle. Though he's not quite ready to settle down at the ripe old age of 42 and will probably be looking to settle down around the age of 87. So if you can wait that long, this is your guy. This is a man who loves his job. When you click on this picture, the caption would say, "For matters." And then there'll be another picture of a really cool art space where the caption would be, "Structure is everything." Dates with him would revolve around going to art shows, the ballet, opera, Timothée Chalamet, and museums. Dating me is like... Now, this would sound better in French, but he has unfortunately translated this straight from Google Translate, and it just doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi in English. But I know what he means. The one thing you should know about me...
I'm only here for the weekend. Maybe you could show me the town.
Hey, at least he's honest. And then the last pic will be him looking as French as humanly possible, aka wearing all black. I can't lie, Giles is probably my favourite of the bunch. Carrie really fumbled the bag with that one. I mean, the bar is truly in hell, and we all know Carrie would swipe on all of these undesirables. Now, as I mentioned, I only did Carrie's dates for season 1, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do it for season 2, or indeed if you want me to create Hinge or Bumble profiles for the rest of the Sex and the City gals and all of their dates. Let's be honest, Carrie's profile would be a mess. I really enjoyed making this, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Until next time, okay, bye.